Over the last couple days, you've been solving systems of linear equations and using different techniques. You solved at first by graphing, and then we did substitution. Today you're going to use elimination. And when you use elimination, you choose one variable to eliminate. And if necessary, you're going to multiply one or both equations by a number, depending on your question, to create variable terms that can be eliminated. So for example, if one variable term has a coefficient of -3 in one equation, it needs to have a coefficient of +3 in the other equation. Once you've made them opposites, the coefficients opposite, you want to add to eliminate one of the variable terms. And then you're going to solve for the remaining variable. You want to write your solution as an ordered pair. Okay, so just like when I do elimination, I want to look at my variables, or when I did substitution yesterday, I want to look at my variables and see which one would be the easiest to eliminate. And we know that we have to have the variable coefficients be opposite. So if one is 5, the other one has to be a -5. And then that would give me, if this is x and x, that would give me 0. So I'm looking here, and I can see that this is a +6. So if I want to eliminate y, this would have to be a -6. So I would need to multiply this equation by 2. If I want to eliminate the x, the smallest number that they both can go into would be 10. So this would have to be multiplied by 5, and that would have to be multiplied by a -2. So easier to eliminate the y. There's only one step. I'm going to multiply this by 2, which means I have to multiply both sides of the equation. Whatever you do to one, you have to do to the other. We write it over here. So we have 2x plus 6y equals -8. And this is going to be 10, a line here, 10x minus 6y equals 176. Adding down the column, here I get 12x. Here I end up with 0, and that's going to equal 168. Now I divide by 12, and I have x equals 14. Okay, now I need to solve for y. And I can substitute it back into either one of those equations, just like we did before. So I'm going to choose this one. X is 14, so I'm going to do 2 times 14 plus 6y equals -8. That's going to give me 28 plus 6y equals -8. I'll subtract 28, and I end up with 6y equals -36. Dividing by 6, I have x equals -6. So I'll put my -6 right here where the y is. And I'm going to check my solution, which means I have to check both equations. So I say 2 times x, which is 14, plus 6 times y, which is -6, and that should equal -8. Let's see if it does. So 28 plus a -36 is going to equal -8. So it works in the first one. Now I try it in the second one. So we have 5 times 14 minus 3 times -6. Does that equal 88? Well, 5 times 14 is going to be 70, and -3 times -6 is going to give me a +18, so that's going to be 88. Works in that one as well. Okay, now you have one to try.